I have to whisper right now because I'm in the hotel lobby of the Drake Hotel in Toronto where we just had a dope conversation with UK R&B artist, though he doesn't like that title, James Vickery. It was an immaculate conversation about his past, his present, and his future. Hope y'all will stick around.
Your Twitch name?
What my like burner one? I can't tell you that one, bro. That's
Okay. I was looking at your bare followers, man.
no. You stream on Twitch, right?
I just started, yeah.
Yeah.
I
need
love
to start, I feel like the time difference is crazy, so I never get to catch him. But like,
Yeah, you're like 8 hours ahead over there?
yeah, something like that.
That's
yeah.
crazy,
Something
man.
Crazy, yeah.
So you just got to Toronto yesterday, Saturday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Right, Saturday, May 20th.
That's right, yeah.
Right?
That's
So, and now, today's Sunday, May 21st. Have you already adjusted to the time?
Nah, bro, I'm mash up. I can't lie. I'm like, no, I think no, but no, it's because we went from LA to here, so it's kind of like quite nice. We're like getting closer towards the British time zone.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm like really happy about that.
It's kind of like a countdown to making it home from the tour.
No, absolutely.
How many stops you have left after Toronto?
Just New York.
Just New York?
New York, yeah.
Wow.
Just New York, and then that's it.
That's kind of like symbolic, eh?
Yeah. I think so. I think like you can't do like America and not do like LA and New York as well.
But just moving, like going from UK 8 hours in time away from here, going all the way further in time, all the way to Los Angeles, working your way from west all the way east to going back home, and just, you say you're exhausted now. I can imagine that's like piling on.
I'm tired, but I'm good. Like I'm like the excitement of like playing live and stuff.
Yeah.
You'll see it tonight. Like I'm like so at home on the stage. So like, yeah, that like just carries you through. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm so excited like for the show tonight as well. Like, don't tell anyone, but like, everything I see it. But I think this is the one I'm most excited for on the whole trip as well. So yeah, like genuinely.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
hey, Toronto, we got him. We got him. We got James Vickery. Damn. Man, I'm here with James Vickery right now. That's really crazy. I've been listening to you for a few years now. I got put onto you and I heard You Comfort Me featuring Earth Gang.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that song prepared me for all of the soul that I was going to get from you. So just to begin this conversation, I want to take it back to the beginning.
Okay.
Where does your story begin?
I guess it begins growing up in like South London bordering like a place called Surrey. I grew like right on the border of that's like the outskirts of like Greater London. Growing up a very like lovely little like suburban town in like one side is London, one side is very green. So like I sort of had like a good mix of upbringing there. Mum's whole family is South African. My dad's is like British and Welsh and like just different parts of like the UK. Like mum's obviously like heavily being South African, a South African woman, like incredibly like soul driven. Do you know what I mean? So like in the house growing up was like exclusively Motown, like and nothing else.
Yeah.
There was just like and like things like Luther Vandross was like and Boys to Men, like my heroes, right? So like having that going up. But then my dad was like a big like rock and blues guy. So I think like the instrumentation is like I look back and like putting like instruments and music and like instrument like choices in songs definitely like leans more towards like traditional like band setups. That's why I'll always like, if I can afford it, like do like band setups and stuff because like I think it's really important like to have that part of my like artistry to like do that live. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, and I grew up with it's quite well known now, but I grew up with like a hearing condition.
Yeah.
Called a cholesteatoma benign tumor. That's the medical term.
Cholesteatoma benign tumor.
That's the one.
Okay. And during my research, I heard you say that the physicians had to remove it before it could reach your brain.
That's right. Yeah, they found it quite. So like the story is, I had loads of like hearing like infections growing up and like problems, and was in and out of hospital like my whole life, like up until like about the age of like 9, I think it was. Like always like in for like chronic ear infections. They were like, I think we got to the age of like 8 or something, and 8, 9, and they were like, something's not right here, so we're gonna send you to a specialist in South London, where I'm from, and in a place called Purley, which is where's the birth of a lot of cool artists actually, like Loyal Khan is from Purley and stuff.
That's interesting.
That's completely random anyway.
But sorry to interrupt you there.
Yeah.
So they said you're having multiple ear conditions. You're in and out of hospital from like birth until the age of
like,
7.
Yeah, like 8 or something.
And then they send you to Purley, where there's a bunch of artists born. So in Purley, or did you say artists were born in Purley?
Yeah, I think like a lot of like artists I like. Like I think like Tom Misch is from like around there, and like Loyal Khan and stuff. They all like grew up like around there.
So when they sent you to Purley, is that where they did the operation?
Yeah, so they did the operation, sent me to a specialist. It's like amazing doctor, and like he knew it instantly. He's like one of the best like ear, nose, and throat doctors in the country, I think. And he knew like instantly what it was. He like did some tests, and he was like, "Look, like not to scare you, but like James has got this condition, a cholesteatoma. Like I've seen it before, I've treated it before, but the way that it's so accelerated, if we don't get him into the hospital within like 3 months, he's gonna die, because it's heading towards, it's quite close to his brain, and if it goes to your brain, then you get like meningitis. I think it's like really common.
Yeah.
So you got to like so basically I had to get everything cleared out. So I haven't even got like an eardrum. So it's like for safety, they just had to like scoop basically everything out.
Entire inner ear.
Yeah, they had to like peel my ear forward and then just get like into my head and like basically clear everything out.
You still have the scar there?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I think it's like faded over time.
Okay.
So I'm like an old man now, but
you're still super young.
It's like it's been 20 years, so like I think it's you can still see it though, like for sure.
Okay.
And I think that's why I got the tattoo as well, because like
I
was like really afraid to talk about it. Like I was quite embarrassed to talk about it, because I think like people, because I had to go into school with like ear patches on, and like everyone knew I was like that deaf kid.
Yeah, you feel different than
and
the
when
other
you're a
people
kid,
around
like,
you,
of
right?
course,
You gotta be careful of like, or if somebody's having a conversation with you, you have to make sure they're on your right side. And even as a kid, just having to be aware of that
all the time. Like even us sitting here, like you asking like, can like kindly, I said, can you right sitting here? I was like, yeah, I'm on the left side, so it's perfect. Do you know what I mean? So like, but like it's just like you go through life like adapting. Do you know what I mean? And it's like something I've just learned to adapt with, and I've not tried to let it hold me back. And yes, like things will take longer in music, but that's part of the process, you know. Like I'm fine with doing it how it is.
And did you ever sing before that operation in Purley?
Yeah, no, like, I did. I think I did, but because I had so many complications and was like so ill, like it wasn't ever like an avenue I thought I could go down. Do you know what I mean? I always loved music, and music was such a big part of my life. Not my parents aren't musicians or anything.
But your mother's playing soul music in the house. Your dad's playing rock
constantly,
music. It's around you.
I know, like no, absolutely. Like my favorite film growing up was like Sister Act 2.
Hey, you know what? I was gonna save this until later, but I have a gift for you. Since you've mentioned Sister Act 2 being your favorite movie in every interview that I could find online, which isn't very much. We're very lucky here, guys. He messes with us. So I went to the record store today.
Oh wow!
And I wanted to find the Sister Act 2 soundtrack so bad. They didn't have.
I think that's a thing probably. But...
So I saw there's a soundtrack for it. I found it on Amazon. I was gonna order it, but it wouldn't be here until May 29th. I think that's next Monday. So I was like, I can't do it. And this idea came to my mind last week. So I said, you know what? I want to go and get him this.
It's one of my favorite albums of all time, man. Thank you. That's so kind of you, Jen.
No problem.
Thank you so much,
no problem,
man.
brother,
That's
man.
so kind of you.
Gotta make you feel good. You're here in Canada.
One of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah.
And she only did one album. Like, crazy. I only like just deeped that like kind of recently. She's like one like major album. I don't know if I think that is true. Like,
it is true. A lot of people.
Which is absolutely wild.
Yeah, I'm sure if we go on Twitter now and type in Miss Lauryn Hill one album, people will be bare pissed.
This is so kind of you. Thank you so much.
No problem. So like, I was gonna save this until later, but since you mentioned, Sister Act 2 being your favorite album, Lauryn Hill, huge part of that movie, the star of that movie, right?
Absolutely. Like I feel like Lauryn Hill is like that. Like that movie is largely a part of why I am a singer.
Oh yeah.
I think like just because like there's a man that sings in it, and I can't off the top of my head remember his name, but it's the kid that sings the high note. And I had
the one that surprises everybody.
That scene, the famous scene.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it, being like, oh, I had such a high vibe. I could hit that note when I was younger. I can't remember. But and I was like, wow. And like that was like a thing for me growing up. Is like I was so exposed to like incredible women who were singers, like Lauryn Hill, and Mariah was like a big name, like thing in our house. Like my mum was a big Mariah fan. Especially like being biracial as well, like my mom as well. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely relation.
Like, exactly. Two, and like Shaka Khan and like all these like huge, amazing like female singers, and then Lauryn Hill and like watching Sister Act 2, and then my mom took me to like a Boyz II Men concert when I was like. I was like 10.
You were just
10 or 11
around all the moms and the aunties.
Bro, genuinely, like all the I actually went with my mom and my auntie as well, which is so funny.
Well, so you go to this Boyz II Men concert. Yeah. You're 10 years old. You're in there, everybody just screaming and everything.
Yeah.
What effect did this have on young James? Did you think to yourself, looking at them, like one day I'm gonna be on a stage doing the same thing?
This is it though. But this like that concert is why like that obviously like Sister Act 2 like led on from that. But like watching that, like it was the first time I saw men have as big voices as these powerhouse women like Lauryn Hill. Do you know what I mean? It was the first time I ever saw it like in real life.
Yeah.
See these like three men. There's three of them at the time. Yeah, there was three of them at the time. There was four originally, but like three of them. And I remember being like, that is incredible that men can sing like that. I want to have a voice like that.
Wow.
And seeing these like women swoon in the crowd, and I was like, that's incredible. That like music. I need that. I was like, I know I was like 10, so it wasn't like even like a weird thing. But like,
no, you're 10.
But like, no, it's just like. That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
How do I like? And I think that was So like Boyz II Men like were definitely like a catalyst into like what.
So we've gone from you're 7 years old. You're in Pearly. You get this really terrible news, life-changing news.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later now you're 10.
Yep.
You're the Boyz II Men concert. You're your mom. You get this. You see this life-changing vision of showing you what you love to do, inspiring you. Where in this story did James learn to sing? Because as I was doing my research, I believe in another interview you mentioned, actually it was in your own documentary.
Yeah.
Great documentary, by the way, guys. You can check it out on James' YouTube channel. 8 minutes, great watch, super well produced, by the way. I love that. So informative. In that documentary, you mentioned that you were getting vocal training to learn to project your voice, because now your hearing was, like how it would be for one person to have a finger in their ear.
Absolutely.
So you're in the midst of learning to speak again.
That was it. Yeah.
You learned to sing. How? Can you tell us some more about that feeling?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, so like obviously like, I had to learn effectively how to speak again because everything's thrown off so much, like lost everything in this ear. So like, and I'm quite softly spoken, and so I sing quite soft anyways. So I think I had to learn how to project myself and like be present in a room effectively. So and they sent me to a vocal coach who happened to be this incredible opera singer as well. So like, and I think and I stand by this, and it goes throughout all the instruments. I think there's no better training you can get from learning an instrument, voice included, than like classical music. I think like technique wise, and that's why like I pride myself on having like good technique when I sing, is because like, I just trained operatically.
And breath control.
Yeah, like breath control, right? All of that and stuff, and like range, and obviously like, range is something I think you're born with, but like you can definitely like stretch it, of course. But yeah, so like, that was I started as an opera singer, bro. Like, which is like not definitely. I knew like I never ever wanted to be it, but like, so grateful for like this woman called Beryl. Her name was Beryl, and
is Beryl still with us?
Yeah, she's still with us. She's still around. She's still around. She's still around. But yeah, so grateful for her. But yeah, I sort of like knew as soon as I could sing properly. I think it was like completely by accident they found I could sing. They were like, okay, so like things like scales and like breath control, like we were talking about, is like really good way to like engage your diaphragm when you sing, which is what you need when you sing. And then you have to do scales to like, and
so to learn to speak again, they thought this vocal training, this learning to sing would be a great medium just to help him speak.
Yeah, because things like diction I didn't need because I could speak normally. I was just very softly spoken, so it was just more about projecting.
Yeah.
And things like singing, you just naturally, and if you can like remember how you like breathe when you sing and just incorporate that through speaking, I think that was their reasoning behind it, and it worked, bro. And then she was like, you know, your son can sing, like pretty well, like. And my mum was like, wow, like, don't think she knew like that too well.
This is such a beautiful story to me.
Yeah,
there's tragic moments to it in the beginning there, but you mentioned a lot of artists born in Pearl, UK.
Pearly, yeah.
Pearly, UK. Pearly, UK. You went to Pearly, UK. You had this transformative operation, and then you became reborn as this artist.
Effectively, yeah. Like,
have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, no, I always say, and I said this in a meeting the other day, like, I shouldn't be here, bro. Like, I shouldn't. Like, that should have killed me. It was completely by accident they found the tumor.
Yeah.
And it was completely by accident that like I learned how to sing because of it. It's just because like they were like, he needs to learn how to like breathe properly and like when he speaks. So just scales were a part of that, and I could do scales really well.
It's just it's your path. It's what you were meant
to
do.
And I don't feel like you're religious or anything, but like I do think it was like a thing from God that like 100%. Gave me a gift to like do it, and like I'm a strong believer of that. That like I shouldn't be here, bro. And that is the thing. I shouldn't be here, but something is like led me on. Like so many things had to happen for me to even be sat here with you, like touring Toronto. Like, but do you know what I'm saying? It's facts there, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't be here, bro. And like, I'm very like aware of that, and that's why I'm always like so grateful for everything that like I do, even like you posting me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like everything, I'm so grateful for, because like again, like I keep saying it, but I shouldn't be here, bro. So like, I'm trying to embrace and be so present in everything that I do. So yeah, but yeah.
Man, you said you're grateful for me. I'm grateful for you. Bless you. You know, starting off in this music industry, this is an independent dude like yourself, independent.
Yeah.
It's great to look at somebody who's doing amazing things like yourself and generally be like, no, that's a friend. So I appreciate you for that. And I appreciate you, not that this interview's done, but I appreciate you for bearing your soul for us on camera like that.
Cool.
And leading into my next question, where does this amazing soul that comes out on these records come from? My heart wants to tell me, and my mind wants to tell me, it's all of these things from the beginning that you've just told us that would, you know, make somebody be like, man, I'm not supposed to be here, and then reflect on your life and reflect on yourself, and all that soul comes out. Is that how it is, or for you? Is that how it feels? Is that where it stems from? Or
like, I love to like say that I have an answer for it. Like, I guess like the soul definitely like. I think my mom and dad did like such a good job of like I've always been such an open soul as well, and I think that reflects in my music. Like it's very like honest and quite raw. I think like my music, like lyrically and like the way I sing and stuff is quite like weird. Like I find covers really hard.
Pull up YouTube, right?
No, but like I don't like doing covers because I don't think my voice is just a bit too like.
Guys,
different.
Don't believe him. He's boosting. He's super good. All right. I want to like appreciate you for saying like for being honest with us, James, like for how you feel. But I was literally on your page last night, and the first thing that played was "Can You Stand the Rain?" a new edition cover by James Vickery.
That's my jam, bro. Yeah, okay.
You put it out 1 month ago. You feel
but I had to find a song that really like suited my voice. I think my voice is just quite like. I won't say like unique because that sounds like I'm off my own ass, but like, but do you know what I mean? Like, I think like it's a unique voice and like unique tone more specifically. So like it doesn't suit like everything. So
that's cool.
That. But I'm proud of it. Like that's definitely something like I tried to hide growing up. Like growing up, of course, like because like I grew up in like I went to a school in like Surrey, which is like very white and like a very like middle class like white thing, and I wanted to sing like soul. And like
people around you ain't.
No, of course like they're like into like and like and I was just like
techno.
Yeah, that was great, like cool, but I was never into that. Like I was listening to like Luther Vandross, bro. At like 12. Do you know what I mean? I was just like dancing with my father by Luther Vandross.
Who do you relate to around you?
This is it, like, and this is it. And I struggled, but like genuinely, like, and it's mad. Like, I don't say this a lot, but actually, like, was like a theatre kid as well, and that's where I found like a sort of release, like, and there was like it's like loads of different like ethnicities of us, like different, and it was super multicultural, and like that was definitely where I found like that's like my people there.
Yeah,
Do
solace in the arts.
Absolutely, man. Like in the
That's
arts,
beautiful.
and that was it. That was like a. It's quite. I didn't say that a lot, but I was definitely like a theatre kid.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I love like musicals because it's just like form of expression. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Are you a very reflective person?
I think so. I like to think I think I'm very like self-reflecting as well. Like to always like debrief with myself, like everything that like goes on. And that's why I like to write about own experiences, because I'm just telling you what's going on. Like, and you can kind of look like through the catalogue of music that I've made, and it's like you say, oh, okay, he was going through that. Like, oh, Save You happened. He's like, he was going through that.
Yeah.
And then you've got like You Come For Me. He's like, oh, he was happy there. And then like, and then you can see, oh, he's done like sheet music. He's like, oh, okay, this boy's in love. Like,
yeah.
So do you know what I mean? So it's quite funny to see like where I've been mentally like out for the past like 3 or 4 years. So,
and you know, Save You, that's a record off the last album.
Yeah.
Songs That Made Me Feel, right? It's the title.
Yeah.
Save You. I was listening to it just today, and you're feeling for somebody on there, but it still felt like, not that there's a barrier between you two, maybe that's the word, but it didn't feel like you were it felt like love was maybe a fight. And now when I listen, and just a month later, and I don't know when these songs were recorded and how, over what time period, and I know you record a whole lot to make one body of work because it's beautiful music, so you have to. But when, you know, going from those songs there to these new songs on sheet music, what is it like in James Vickery's experience, just moving in and out of these emotions, moving in and out of these situations and feeling these things?
Yeah, bro, it's exhausting, bro. It's tiring, bro.
I gotta be
tired, but nah, it's good. It's good. It's what's it like going through these emotions? It's a process like everything, but it's I'm just out here. I'm trying to be like present all the time, because I think it's so easy to get lost in, like, especially when you're like touring as well with all of these songs and stuff. Like, I was trying so hard to be present and like take in everything all the time. So I think I'm quite bad at, I think the word is like disassociating, I think it's called, where it's just like you just
take yourself out of things.
Yeah, you just like switch out and you
become
just
a
sort
robot.
of like sort of on like autopilot all the time.
Yeah.
So I think that is how I deal with emotions. It's like really try and be present like every day that I'm in this world.
Just deal with them head on.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you want listeners to feel when they're listening to the sheet music, the songs that made you feel?
Yeah, that's good. Like,
to all the music you make, what do you want to feel?
I think I try, even though the songs are about me, like I really try hard not to make them too personal. I know that they're about my life, but like I know so many people that've been like, oh, like Save You, but people think that Save You is a love song. Like, Save You isn't a love song at all. Like, Save You is about someone that died. Like, so like if you can listen from that perspective, it's like that's what it's about. Yeah, people think it's like, but like people like, that's great. I want people to like listen to a song and think that, oh, that's what it's about, or like, but then when this person listens to it, they're like, oh no, that's what it's about. Do you know what I mean? So I want people I want them to feel however they need, they need in their life at that point.
You want them to interpret it however they want.
Yes,
so you
that's what I want.
You wrote it in a way where anybody can interpret it.
That's what I try to do. Yeah, for sure.
Wow,
but
that's beautiful.
I most importantly, I want them to feel something. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's like, I think, because that does get lost. I think like all my favorite artists, like the current, are all people that make people feel something with their music, like Daniel Caesar. So just off the top of my head,
Snow.
Of course, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it
makes me feel so like euphoric when I listen to Snow, because it's also like pure and like floaty. Like I feel so much. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
That's how I feel, and such a release.
Can we play a game?
Absolutely, we can. I love games.
Amazing. It's just a quick game.
You're a great interviewer, by the way, bro.
Yo, I appreciate that, man.
Bro, you're gonna get slapped up by like Fubo.
Is that like a UK thing?
No, I thought it was a Canadian thing. I watched the football on it earlier, so I thought I was trying to be like Canadian. Sorry.
What did you say about?
Is that what it's called? Fubo?
Fubo?
It's like a football thing. I watched the football on it earlier.
Oh yeah, what's your football team though? Before we play,
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace,
yeah.
Bro. I don't even know what Crystal Palace is. So
yeah. What about yours?
I'm a basketball head, bro.
Okay.
I love the Raptors.
Bro, I was trying to get a Raptors jersey to wear tonight. I was gonna wear it off stage.
I would have copped you a Raptors jersey.
I didn't have time, bro. I was gonna like,
damn.
But I love like I love like NBA, but I don't watch it because the time difference is so good. But I play 2K.
Oh, you're a 2K head?
I'm a 2K guy, but I'm not good. But because I'm English, it's like when you man say that you can play FIFA.
Can't play FIFA like that, no?
Shush. Like, stay there.
You sure about that?
Yeah,
I'm not a
shush.
FIFA man, but there's so many people in Canada that are FIFA heads, bro.
No, bro. You get smoked.
Are you sure that you don't want to go on Twitch?
I genuinely would smoke people. Like, producers, that all these American producers as well, like, they're like, oh, bro, like, yeah, let's play FIFA. Like, you don't know, like, we're American. Like,
James,
like,
bro,
shush.
you need to, bro, you're talking a little reckless.
But the thing is,
you need to jump on Twitch.
I'll back it, Joey. I'll back it.
Fam, you need to go on Twitch now. Like, you need to tell us the burner.
Yeah.
Change it to literally James Vickery at James Vickery.
Yeah.
And you need to get on FIFA, because I feel like when people watch this interview, they're gonna be like, nah.
I'll genuinely smoke anyone at FIFA. Like, guys, I'm confident of that. Like,
guys, I really don't want to break I've broken the third wall here plenty of times. I'm breaking it again.
Yeah.
Damn it. Guys, let James know in the comments that you want to face him in FIFA.
Anyone could get it, but I'm looking straight down the lens as well. Like, anyone could get it.
You guys heard this, man. He came to Canada and dissed everybody. Dissed every Canadian here. Man.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's fair. We're talking about games right now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My favorite player is Zion, by the way. I love
Zion?
That. Yeah.
Okay.
He's injured like all the time.
He's injured too much.
But I just like when I started playing 2K.
Yeah.
He was like the guy. I think he was like the first year he was in 2K.
Okay.
Just a couple of years ago. Not that
probably
long.
2019.
Yeah, I think it was 20. That's when I started playing it. I was like, whoa, this kid is crazy.
The dunks are crazy.
Because he's so big, bro.
He's just D's. You guys say D's over there?
Nah, I don't know. He's like Bolo. Like he's just like
Brolic?
Like Brolic, yeah, you can say Brolic, yeah, but he's just like wham. Like
wow. he's a hefty guy.
He is. I love that.
All right, but games. All right, so I'm gonna name some artists that you've mentioned in previous interviews that you would love to collab with.
Yeah.
But the catch is, I want you to name a song by them that you would jump on.
Oh, okay.
You get me?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start with one of your favorite artists, Daniel Caesar.
Oh man, every single song.
You gotta name one, only one.
Bro, I'll jump on anything, bro. Like pause. But like I learned that from like Jordan Mansell and stuff actually.
The pause thing?
Yeah, like they said it all the time out here.
That's a joke, yo.
But what song? I feel like always the new joint is like so phenomenal, and I think I could definitely do a job. That's a bit of me. That's my favorite song off the new album. Sure.
Okay, cool.
Not yours is, but like
cool. Mine is definitely Valentina.
Oh yeah, Valentina's tight actually. Yeah. Oh, that's a good. Oh. No. I tell you what, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna have to go Freudian because that's my favorite album.
Are you? Could you give us like one bar off it? Or are you trying to save your voice for the show?
No, I can sing it.
Give us like a couple bars off of Always by Daniel Caesar.
And I'll be here, 'cause we both know how it goes. I don't want things to change. I pray they stay the same. Always, wait. Always.
Save your voice for the show, bro. We need
I was in my feelings there, man.
I love that. Thank you so much.
No, of course,
you would kill it Always. Daniel, if you see this, let me A&R it.
Don't, because that's my dream collab. Like, I know, like, that's probably a question's coming, but like, if you're asking me, yes, it's that.
Nah. I've heard you. I know your dream
collabs already. Like, I'll say that openly. Like, and I met him recently.
He's gonna keep saying.
He's actually my my wallpaper. He was so.
I saw a picture of y'all on IG.
Ah, bro. Same thing that you met him at recently. Where is it? I'm gonna show you.
The same event in the UK.
Same event, but he did one in the London again.
That's amazing, man. But he's a really cool dude. I met him back in March.
Is it? Yeah. Because he did. Is it the album listening party?
Yeah. Really cool cat.
Cool. I'm gonna open for him.
So next person, no, I think you will. Next person, Snow Allegra. Which song?
The one that I've been in my home to find someone like you. That's like that song. Like, I love that song. I don't know what it's like. We were talking earlier, and I said that it's like makes you feel so pure and like light. And I'm a heavy guy. Do you know what I mean? So like, I feel super light and just airy, bro. So it's like so nice. But yeah, I'd say like find someone.
Can you give us a little bit of that song?
Yeah, of course, man. But it's got high, baby. I've been waiting my whole life. Find someone like you. Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm here just enjoying the show.
Yeah, of course.
I'm got a private show with James Vickery. This is amazing. I need some wine. Can we get some wine? Anyway,
that'll be nice.
That'll be beautiful. Next person.
Mhm.
The first show you went to when you were 10. Boys to Men.
Boy, here we go. It sounds. Nah, you know what?
Only one song, James.
Yeah.
Just trying to find which melody comes to you first.
No, I've got like
Got
five
so
running
many.
from head.
I know. I can see it. It's really tough. Their discography is deep.
I'd say like. I'm trying not to be like really bait and go like I'll make love to you, but do you know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with I'll
But,
make
like,
love to you.
I know, but like I
That's
would
what
say
I'm-
that or like on bended knee, like something I think like.
Or you wanted to go like more like a B side, like something like super like
maybe like a it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. That's a look at the deeper cut, I think. Like
give us a piece of It's So Hard to Say Goodbye.
It's a how do I say goodbye to what we had? The good time that made this land all waiting back.
Oh.
I thought we get to see forever, but forever is gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my favorite song. That's one of my favorites ever.
Yo.
Sad song there.
Yeah, but like
super sad song.
so beautiful. Yeah, like it is so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, but tell me again.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Giveon.
Giveon. That first EP is so good still.
What side question, because that first EP and that second EP became one album.
Oh yeah.
When it's all said and done, Take Time, I believe it was what it became out.
Yeah.
Take Time, you would say is like your like the piece that speaks more to your heart.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what I think. Like I think about just remember exactly where I was when I first heard like I Want You. I think, and it was just like
it's one of those benchmark
yeah, it's
songs.
one of the ones, you hear a song, you're like, I remember where I was when I heard that, so I'd probably say that. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Sure. Love Giveon.
You know what I'm gonna ask you right now.
Yeah, of course. I want you, even if it's true.
Ooh, I like you did
Even
it
if
there.
it's true.
You did something different. You came down with it.
I can't remember how it goes.
That's nice because it's like this is what James would do on a song. And, you bring a little different flavor to it. And it's still beautiful. If you had to name your favorite artist of all time, don't name Boys to Men.
No.
Who would it be? Or if that one's too tough.
No, you know what? Who I love? I don't know why, but I just don't think he gets enough. Like when people say like some of the best singers of all time, people don't talk about Luther.
Vandross, yeah.
That's my guy, bro. Like people don't talk about Luther. People do never ever mention his name. Yeah. Rarely do. They'll say like male singers of all time. It's like MJ.
Yeah.
They'll say Prince, but they never say Luther. Like Stevie, they'll say.
Yeah.
But Luther was the guy, bro. There's a video on YouTube, yeah. And if you haven't seen it, like I watch it like every like other day, and it's like a video of like him, Dionne Warwick, Whitney, and him singing "That's What Friends Are For."
I think I know what you're talking about.
And like he sings after Whitney and bodies Whitney, like he does something great. Like it's great. Like yeah, Luther was like it's just like tone. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's got that like tone. Like see, I say like Luther. Yeah.
So which song by Luther would you, if Luther, God rest his dead, Luther comes back and he says, James, James Vickery, I need you on this song. And if you pick any song, I need you on it. Which song?
Look at this. I would say, I don't know why, but it's just I'm thinking like something like "Dance with My Father."
It's a beautiful
song. Like it's like one of his later ones before he died, I think. But
okay,
I would say that. You want me to sing a bit?
Of course, you know the game.
Okay. I haven't sung this since I was like a child, to be fair. But
to take us back.
No, I'll have to think. Okay. It was back when I was a child, before life removed all the innocence, my father would lift me high and dance with my mother and me, and then spin me around till I fell asleep. Then up the stairs he would carry me, and I knew for sure I was loved. But yeah,
man,
I love that song, man.
Bro, if you kept going, a tear would have came to my eye, man. I have a father myself, but I'm a father now.
Are you?
I am, yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'll show you her. Like,
how old is she?
I'll show you so the camera can't see.
Oh, bro, she's so cute.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, she's my world. Her and her mom.
Wow.
Thank you. And so that song, it just reminds me of all the moments when I'm like carrying her upstairs to bed and just knowing she's not gonna, knowing that like there'll be faint memories of these things in the future, and just praying to God I'll be there in the future. Only way I'm not there is if I have to leave the earth. But just like that song really spoke to me and really made me just think of her, and as it's really beautiful.
Oh man, of course.
Super beautiful, and I love to hear you sing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you said you don't like singing covers, but I think you just proved.
No, but this is the thing, bro. Like, I get so nervous singing covers. When I had to do that "Can You Stand the Rain" one for BBC, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what it was, and like, I shouldn't say this because like, people was like, "Don't say that." Like, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Then we decided we cut it. But I did the. Yeah. And like people just hated it, and I was like, "Fuck!" And then like I got in my head about singing covers, so I haven't sung a cover.
I feel you.
So I was like, but I didn't think it was bad at all. Like, but I was just, it's the first time when people were like, "Nah, this ain't it ever done anything," and I was like, "Nah, I'm not singing covers anymore."
Nah, man, you gotta like when they tell you it's not it, it's it.
I was just like, I thought it was it. I think it's fire, man. That's it. And that's what matters. And then someone's like, "You think it's fire? Then it's fire." I was like, "Yes." And I'm super self-critical as well.
And I know your position is like a little different because you are a working artist. You're an independent working artist now, and I know your position is a little different. Where like you have to listen to an audience to an extent. You can't sacrifice the art that you're making and your vision, and it's a really robust vision.
No, definitely.
And everybody can tell that, but I know at the same time that you have to look at people who are giving you this feedback. Because these are the people that are coming to the shows, the people that are buying the merch. These are the people that are consuming and talking about and helping to push James Vickery out there into the world. But at the same time, I feel like it's super important for an artist to just allow themselves that grace to be like, when I started, I wasn't making it for anybody else. I was just making it for me. Just like the song is called "Songs That Made Me Feel," right? And you just hope that other people feel that same way.
That's definitely a thing. Like as artists, like I guess as people, like we get so wrapped up in our own like head and stuff. Like sometimes it's so hard, and that's one thing I struggle with. Is like so hard, like got to take myself out of it sometimes. Just realize like, look, like just do what makes you happy. And I think like my boy SG Lewis. He's like a producer, a big.
Is he a saxophonist?
No. He's a big like electronic-y like DJ.
Okay.
But he's got a song called Pressure, and he said that he's like at the end of the day, like all this like industry hype, and people are gonna be hyped, and people are gonna fall off and be hyped up and fall off, and like it goes like this. But as long as you just make music that you love and is great in your heart, then like people will listen to it, and you will find fans of them, people that find the same thing of you. Like you just got to keep at it. So
I just want to make sure we're good. I got afraid that I didn't turn the mic on.
No. He's good. I can see that. I see it.
But yeah, I think that's really true. Just to keep being consistent with the music and make the music that you love. And man. I'm here with James Vickery having this conversation. It's wild,
isn't it? It's actually kind of crazy. Like,
met you over the internet.
That Philly, like,
it's dope. It's super cool.
You're sick as well, by the way. Like, your page is so good, man. You should be so proud of that. Like, genuinely.
I am.
You're killing it. Like,
thank you.
Because I feel like I've been following you for a minute as well.
It's been some years.
And like, you like big now, bro. Like you're out here, bro. You're out here. Like, come on.
I'm literally out here right now with James Vickery. What do you mean? Of course I'm big. You're almost at like 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
Yeah, no,
grinding on the road.
Independent, man, as well, which is that's a lot. But well, for now. But
I feel like there's some beans that could be spilled. Are you willing to spill them?
Yeah.
So you're independent for now. What's happening next?
It's about to pop off, man. Like, I just got my US visa actually like 2 days ago, so I will be like relocating like very shortly. So
LA or New York?
LA.
Yeah, so the action is.
Yeah, I think so. It has. Yeah, it's where like my like producers and the label that I sign with will be.
Okay.
No, I'll tell you off camera. I can
tell me off camera. Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's really gonna take things to
the next place. It will. I think I hit a bit of a ceiling. I was saying this with like the UK R&B. Like we hate that term, like the UK R&B. Like we would just be called like R&B.
Do you hate that term over there?
Yeah, I think it's like a thing, and someone educated me on it recently. Like being called like UK R&B is quite like a negative connotation, I think, because like this the scene there, and I know like you probably know like the scene over there is just pretty like bad at the moment, like in terms of like the Brit Awards and stuff. Like I'm sure you heard about all of that.
Yeah, I think Harry Styles won.
He won the best R&B. Like
I don't know what that's about.
It's a whole thing at the moment, and I think the term UK R&B has like a negative sort of like connotation. I think someone else would describe it better, but like I remember when they said it, I was like, okay, I see what you mean. So I'm trying not to call it UK R&B when I remember just R&B. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like, well, I mean, firstly, outside of the UK, we love UK R&B.
Yeah, no, definitely.
We rave about it. We rave about you. We
rave
about Nippa. We rave about Children of Zeus. We rave about.
They're great. Yeah.
Like there's so many names. I can't even think all the names off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to me to hear that over there's a negative connotation with that.
Some people definitely. I went away with some guys to South by Southwest, and they were sort of talking to the girls there, and they were telling me about it. So they would probably describe it better, I think, than me. But yeah, like the scene over there is a bit crazy. I think I've just hit a bit of a ceiling. Like I'm at like 1 million monthly listeners, like which is like crazy and stuff. And like I'm here. Do you know what I mean? I'm selling out shows like LA, New York, and Toronto. Like we sold out the whole tour like pretty quickly as well. Like very quickly actually. So it's like, but I don't like know what to do next. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't really know how I take it to like the next stage.
Okay.
Like by myself. So
yeah,
I think that's when we bring someone in.
Partnering with somebody else can help you to get
with the right person.
A little bit about James right now, being in love, you know, feeling like you've hit a ceiling in the UK R&B scene.
Yeah.
And, you know, seeing on the horizon that you're going to be moving to LA, you're going to be, you know, you're going to be having a partnership with a label and trying to take it somewhere else. And then you alluding to not knowing what's coming next. Maybe not in the immediate future, but in the immediate future. But my question is, where does James see himself in 5 years? Where does he see himself in 10, in 15?
Such a good question, bro. I feel like I'm going through a thing in my head at the moment where I'm like, I don't know. I'd like love to be like the face of like an R&B, but I'm well aware like as a white man, like that shouldn't be me as well. And I think that's absolutely true. Like I'm as a white man in R&B, like I'm a guest. Do you know what I mean? In a black music, in a black music culture, like I'm big, and I'll always be a guest.
Yeah.
So I see myself moving into a lane somewhere where I can like be like just between like me and you. Like I want to be like the guy, like if it's to be like a Sam Smith. Do you know what I mean? Like something like that. There's something like more ballads and stuff. Like maybe I don't know what it means, but I'm like really happy with like. So I wanted to do sheet music and like stuff. I wanted like music that I listen to all the time. But like where I'll continue making things like sheet music, I don't know. But but like if I can't continue making music like that because like there's a ceiling, and rightly so.
Yeah. So, and I guess, you know, even on albums, you always have those records for the core fan base you develop where 100%. You give them an only you which I have a question about that, but I really want to get into. But we're at this part, like in this interview, my framework was I wanted to make it like I wanted to help you tell your story.
Yeah.
I wanted to go from the beginning to the present to the future because there's no end. There's only a future. So I don't want to stray too far from the future that we're approaching right now, but only you. And it's just something that I've had on my mind for so long about this song.
Okay.
It just reminds me so much of Gene Wilder's song
Pure Imagination.
Yes. Yeah. Was that intentional?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was super intentional.
Brother,
okay, good.
Like it just always.
That's good. That's good.
It always blows my mind. I'm in the car with my buddies and I'm like, my friends, and I'm like, yo, you gotta listen to this.
Yeah.
And then listen to this, and I'm like, and then it's like you're with your love. We know you're in love now, and it's the world of pure imagination with her. I'm like, did James mean this?
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. Such a, no one's ever made that connection before. Like to me,
I'm so glad that I
I'm glad you did. Like, yeah, I think people could be like, oh, this is really familiar. Like
put their finger on it.
Yeah, but it's like, which is good because it's not so similar that I'll get sued and stuff. Which
thank God, because I was. That's another
Ed
reason. Because Ed Sheeran thing, fam. I was like, yo,
I'm not trying to be like that this year, man. That sounds expensive.
So we don't need to cut this.
Woo! No. We can keep it in.
All right, blessings. Yeah, because I was like, I don't know if I should ask this.
It's definitely an inspiration behind it, 100%. Like, especially like the meaning of the song, like that Pure Imagination is such a beautiful song. I think people forget because it's attached to that film,
and it's so long.
Do you know what I mean? And it's so old.
We've had a remake, and
absolutely. And they're making another one as well.
Yeah, recently. With Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet. Yeah,
which is dope. You know, keep it going. I feel like, you know, we live in a culture where there's so much sample use, so much interpolation use. A lot of people hate it. Me personally, when it's done right, I love it because I hear Only You for the first time, and then I watch this interview, and then I go, wait, World of Pure Imagination.
Yeah,
I'm 15 years old. I never heard that. I never seen that movie. Oh, let me go Google this. What the?
No, absolutely.
Oh,
and I like never use samples in anything, by the way. Like, I think there's on the album, there's one sample.
That's beautiful. And it sounds like, and I know you didn't.
Yeah.
My research, but it sounds, and I know this is intentional, it sounds like the 90s.
Yeah.
Which is like why, like, I get so emotional, which is another question I have for you.
Yeah, go for it.
And I get so emotional. You have all these 90s references. I've been struggling to break them all down. Can you just finally right here, just tell us all of the references that you were trying to give us?
So Only You is definitely Gene Wilder, Pure Imagination, of course. I Get So Emotional is like Boys to Men central. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I wanted that boy band singing in the rain, like cheesy shit. And that's why I did like that most like ridiculous video ever.
It wasn't ridiculous.
That's like, but like that's just like me and my boys. They're like my two best friends. Like,
oh yeah,
they're like my two best friends. Yeah, that's my boys. Like, I brought them out on stage in London and stuff. That's like my besties. So like my brothers. So yeah, we did
shout
that.
Out to them.
Yeah, so just like family thing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and what else have we got on the album? Always New. Very like D'Angelo inspired. Like definitely. And I think the same with The Reason, actually. People think like, I understand like the D'Angelo reference with The Reason because it's the da, 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 which is how does it feel? It's that same like chord progression, I guess, but like it's just a typical like whatever it is.
I've heard it a lot.
Like 6/8 and stuff.
Like
but the actual inspiration behind The Reason was not D'Angelo at all. Like, I wanted like a 6/8 like slow jam, but it was actually a movie by Tom Misch. And like Eric Clapton, like what the hell was the song? It's Eric and basically I wanted to start a song with a guitar riff. Like, I thought it was beautiful. There's like a couple of songs in like Tom Misch does it with movie. Eric Clapton is what is that? So it's gonna come to me. You have to put it like in the video. Like, like this is what it is.
James meant this song.
Yeah. But yeah, that song was actually the inspiration behind The Reason.
Switching gears though, the I Get So Emotional music video, what were like the references in there? Like what were all the references in that video?
Yeah, so you had Boys to Men, End of the Road, which is where the ones that sat behind the thing. There's Rick Astley, which I didn't actually want in the video, but I ended up making the cut. The Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You with the trench coat. There is a band called Take That. Just like a boy band in the UK.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, bro, they're super white, man. So like,
I was trying to do a research for a post on like boy bands one time.
Yeah,
I think they came up in like a random. Like,
yeah. I think they're like very British. Like, I think it's like a big British thing. But like, yeah, they were like a boy band. I would say like
that's
probably a cheesy but boy band, like like that era.
Okay.
And then you had Mariah Carey with like the Rose in something. I think it's can't remember. We Belong Together or something. And I think that's it. Oh, then there's The Rain, obviously, which is just every 90s.
Can you stand the rain?
Exactly.
SWV,
of course. Yeah. Like,
I got a question though. You mentioned Mariah Carey. At the end of I Get So Emotional, you hit that note, which I wish I could hit, but I'm not gonna kill our listeners' eardrums. Me trying to hit that. It reminded me so much of the end, that run she had at the end of All I Want Is Christmas. It's you.
Yeah.
No, you were going for it, right?
Yeah, I was just being extra, bro. I'll be honest. Like,
so, bro, you're a big Mariah Carey fan?
Yeah, bro. Like, I said this to the boys. We might have to cut this out because I've got a really controversial music. Yeah, we'll definitely have to cut this out. But I'll tell you, like,
oh, Lamb. Oh yeah, that's Mariah Carey's.
That's me, bro.
The people, they're lambs, right? Just like how Rihanna's is the Navy. I learned that the other day on Twitch. People were like, he's a lamb, he's a lamb, he's a lamb.
Yeah,
I was like,
well, I'm a Mariah fanboy, like, for sure. But I don't remember what your question was, but yeah.
Oh, I knew, my heart told me it was intentional. I was just like, wow, he really went for that. He really went for that. I was just
like trying to do the most, bro. Like, I really just wanted to make like a real nostalgic boy band, like Singing in the Rain, like, because I wanted to bring it back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you knocked it out the park.
I like to think so.
So let's go back to the future. That 90s R&B stuff, that 90s R&B influence, that energy, that soul that you have from your story. How do you see all of that evolving in the next 5 years?
How do I see wait, say that again, sorry. How do I see
your soul that you have? Yeah. You being a huge 90s R&B nerd and fan, and bringing all these influences and these past experiences you have that you've brought into your music up until now, with all the projects. How do you see that evolving in the next 5 years? And where do you see yourself going along with it?
Yeah, I think I'm at like a bit of a crossroad in my life. And I'll tell you off camera, like, the deeper way, like, it's like, it's one of them ones, it's like, my life is I can either take it this way or this way.
Yeah.
And like you can either like risk it and like go for like the moon. Do you know what I mean? Like, shoot for the moon, or like keep doing what I'm doing and like be like kind of like proud of that.
Be comfortable.
Be comfortable is the good word. Or like really risk it and like try and like take it somewhere really like special.
Yeah.
So I don't know is the answer to that. I'm still working it out. And I think that answer will present itself to me.
Yeah.
Soon, I hope, because I need to decide that soon. But it's I'm still working it out. But I know that I still want to be playing shows and singing to people, you know.
Amazing.
Because that's what I love to do more than anything. I don't really care about making records. I make records
to perform them
live. Like, my songs are made so that I can sing them live to people. Like, and I say that all the time. But like I say, like, live performer, up here, recording artist, writer, all are just somewhere in the middle, like down there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like, I'm so passionate about like performing live, and that's why like the earliest chance I can, like, I'll tour States, Canada. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm here. But yeah, that's fun.
Amazing. So last question. I had so much more things I wanted to get into.
Yeah.
But it just feels like this is like a natural place for us to leave this room and move into the future, into your future, into this show that you're about to give for us tonight here in Toronto at the Drake Underground. Question is slipping my mind right now, but it's coming right back.
Come on.
Right back right now. Back. When you close your eyes, because every time you sang to us in our conversation here, every time I ask you, hey, can you sing that song? Can you sing this song? You always close your eyes. What do you see when you close your eyes and you sing?
Trying to see it now. I would say I see. It helps me like get into like that space. Do you know what I mean? It helps me get into like the okay. Because I think like my music persona and me are like two different people completely. I think like there's the person you're gonna see on stage is gonna be so different to the like me. I promise you, like you're gonna be like, oh, that's like a different person. He's so like confident. Whereas I'm quite like introverted, like quite nerdy, like yeah. And like that person on stage is like a different person. I think it like helps me get into that like zone of like, okay, you're like a singer now. So so I think that is what I see. I think I see like trying to get into the zone of like James Vickery rather than just like JV, which is just like me here now.
Everybody calls you JV?
Yeah, no one calls me James. Like I feel like if you call me James, like I'm in trouble.
Oh snap!
Yeah, right. My mum calls me James. That's it. She's like, oh, James, like Joey. That's what she says. So, but yeah, no, that's I think that's what I see. I just try and see myself getting into that space of like, okay, you're a soul singer. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Hey, well, JV.
Yeah.
Thank you for bearing your soul and having this dope conversation with me, man. I really appreciate it. I know whoever's watching this appreciates it too. I really felt like we got to know you better and just become deeper friends with you.
Yeah.
So thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
You know I'm a fan. And make sure you subscribe to Gen Direct. Come on.